Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going back in time to 1993
Oh, yeah.
to explore the lasting legacy of a true gaming legend,
Hmm.
Doom.
Big one.
You wanted to know how this game became so iconic?
Right.
So we've got excerpts here from a fascinating new book.
Okay.
It's called Blood, Guts, and Glory by Adrian Angelo.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a really in-depth look at Doom's history,
Mm-hmm.
all the tech that made it revolutionary,
Yeah.
the cultural waves it made,
Right.
and
Yeah.
even some thoughts on its potential future.
Cool.
And just to be clear up front,
Yeah.
this book isn't officially connected to the Doom franchise in any way.
Yeah.
So you can be sure
Yeah.
that it's an unbiased look at the game's impact.
Totally agree.
So let's get this started.
Let's do it.
Why was Doom such a revolution when it first hit the scene?
Well, you got to picture this, okay?
Okay.
It's 1993.
All right.
3D graphics are just starting to blow people's minds.
Yeah.
And immersive gameplay, that was really rare to find back then.
Right.
Suddenly, Dune arrives
Doom.
and throws open the doors to this whole new world of gaming.
It's like a whole new dimension.
It was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just the technology,
Right.
Doom captured something.
Okay.
This cultural craving for intense experiences
Yeah.
that was kind of brewing in the early 90s.
It wasn't just like a technical marvel. It was
Sure.
tapping into something deeper.
For sure.
Yeah, in the culture.
Definitely.
That's interesting.
And one of the things that made Doom so impactful
Mm-hmm.
was its level design.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
This wasn't just a run and gun game.
Right.
The book actually talks about how levels
Oh, yeah.
like E1M1 hangar
Oh, yeah.
used clever enemy placement,
Right, yeah,
light
yeah.
and shadow
Yeah.
to create this atmosphere of tension.
Yeah, like real dread.
And this design philosophy
Mm.
ended up influencing a
Yeah.
whole wave of games,
What kind of games?
like horror games. Oh, wow. Even years later,
Okay.
like Dead Space, even.
I love Dead Space.
Yeah.
Wow, so you're telling me that
Yeah.
Doom's DNA is like
It's there.
lurking in some of our favorite horror games?
For sure.
That's amazing.
It is really cool.
I mean, I remember spending hours
Yeah.
exploring those levels,
Yeah.
trying to find all the secrets, all
Yeah.
the power-ups.
Yeah.
It felt like mastering the environment was
Yeah.
just as important as like blasting demons.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there's the enemy AI.
Okay.
Doom didn't just throw
Yeah.
like mindless targets at you.
Right.
These enemies, they had unique behaviors.
Okay.
They had tactics.
So they weren't just standing around waiting to be shot.
No, they weren't.
Interesting.
Like some were aggressive.
Right.
Others were more strategic.
Wow.
Some even tried to ambush you.
Yeah.
They forced players to think on their feet,
Yeah.
experiment with different weapons,
Uh-huh.
different tactics.
Right.
And that's something you see in pretty much every modern FPS game today.
So in a way,
Mm.
Doom kind of shaped
It did.
how we approach combat in games even now.
Totally.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And speaking of approaching things differently,
Okay.
we can't forget about Doom's multiplayer.
It's multiplayer.
This
Yeah.
was way before online gaming was common.
Right, like dial-up days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Doom let you connect with other players,
Oh, wow.
go head-to-head
Okay.
in a shared digital space.
Yeah.
Like its deathmatch mode
Uh-huh.
was revolutionary for its time.
It was. Can you imagine the thrill of battling your friends in a virtual arena back then?
Oh, it must have been incredible.
I bet it was pretty wild.
It was the primordial soup of esports.
Wow, that's a great way to put it.
They gave rise to
Yeah.
clans, tournaments, this whole competitive spirit.
Yeah.
That evolved into the massive esports scene that we see today.
So Doom's death matches were like the precursor.
Exactly.
So, like,
the very beginning.
The whole esports phenomenon.
That's right.
Wow, that's crazy to think about.
It is really cool.
I bet those early Doom tournaments were intense.
Oh, I bet they were.
But let's talk about something that really gets the adrenaline pumping.
Okay.
That iconic soundtrack.
Oh, man.
When I think of Doom,
Yeah.
I hear that heavy metal blended with electronic sound.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just music, you know?
Right.
It was part of this whole immersive experience.
Totally. Like part of the world.
It was.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
The sound design was a huge part
Okay.
of what made Doom so revolutionary.
Yeah.
The book talks about
Okay.
how composer Bobby Prince
Right.
used this blend of metal and electronic music
Yeah.
to create a truly immersive experience.
It's like you were really there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about making the game more exciting.
Right.
It was about using sound
Yeah.
to tell a story,
Okay.
to keep players on the edge of their seats. That's something that a lot of games still trying to do today.
They do.
They use sound design to build atmosphere,
Right.
tension,
Mm.
all that stuff.
Yeah. Doom was one of the pioneers in that.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
It is.
But of course, with
Yeah.
all this groundbreaking stuff,
Fair.
came a bit of controversy.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Doom's graphic violence
Mhm.
and the demonic themes.
Right.
That definitely caused a stir back in the day.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah.
In fact, the book dedicates a whole chapter to this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It explores how Doom ignited this major debate
Okay.
about the role of violence in video games,
Right.
particularly its impact on younger audiences.
That's a big one.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember,
Yeah.
these weren't just casual conversations.
Okay.
These debates actually shaped
Wow.
content ratings,
Uh-huh.
self-regulation
Right.
in the entire industry. Things we still see the effects of today.
It's amazing to think that Doom had that kind of ripple effect.
It did.
Yeah, on the whole
So-
gaming landscape.
It forced everyone to confront these difficult questions
Right.
about violence in media.
Yeah.
And that conversation's still going on today.
Still going.
Yeah.
And what's interesting
Yeah.
is that the book doesn't take sides.
Right.
It's not about saying whether the violence is good or bad.
Yeah.
It's about understanding how Doom sparked this important cultural dialogue that
Yeah.
we're still having.
Exactly.
It's a really good point.
It's about analyzing the impact,
Yeah,
not making judgments.
I like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of shaping the industry,
Mm-hmm.
we can't forget about Doom's modding community.
Oh, yeah.
It was absolutely massive
Huge.
back then,
Yeah.
giving players the tools to create their own content, their own
Mhm.
levels, their own characters.
Mhm.
That was practically unheard of.
It was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Doom showed the world how powerful player-created content could be.
Wow.
It helped extend the game's lifespan
Right.
and fostered this spirit of creativity
Yeah.
and collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a major part of gaming culture today.
So we've talked about groundbreaking tech,
Right.
immersive level design,
Yeah.
revolutionary multiplayer,
Mm-hmm.
and a huge modding community.
Yeah. It's
All there.
Doom's impact is undeniable.
Yeah.
But its legacy goes even deeper than that, right?
Yo, definitely does.
Yeah.
What's fascinating
Yeah.
is that Doom fundamentally shifted what players expected from games.
Oh, okay.
Gamers started demanding richer stories,
Right.
more complex game mechanics,
Yeah.
more freedom to explore,
Uh-huh.
interact with the game world,
Okay.
and that
yeah.
forced developers to up their game,
Right.
push the boundaries of what was possible.
So Doom's influence wasn't just about like specific features.
No.
It was about raising the bar
Exactly.
for the whole industry.
That's right.
That's incredible. It's pretty amazing.
And that brings us to
Yeah.
another area where Doom had a lasting impact, the world of esports.
Right.
Remember those intense death matches we talked about?
Oh, yeah.
Those early battles were like,
The seeds?
yeah, the seeds of something much bigger.
That's right.
They eventually blossomed into the massive esports tournaments we see today,
Exactly.
with professional players, millions of fans,
Crazy.
and prize pools that rival traditional sports.
It's huge.
It's pretty amazing to think that something that
yeah.
started with friends battling in their basements
Right.
could evolve into a global phenomenon like esports.
It's pretty incredible.
It really is.
And in the next part of our deep dive,
Okay.
we'll explore exactly how Doom helped shape that evolution
Awesome.
and continues to inspire competitive gamers today.
I can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of Doom.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Before the break, we were tracing the evolution of
Yeah.
Doom's multiplayer
Right.
and how it basically gave birth to esports.
It really did.
But there's so much more to uncover
Oh, yeah, for sure.
about Doom's influence.
Absolutely.
The book we're exploring
Yeah.
goes beyond just the surface level
Right.
and dives into some really fascinating territory,
Like what?
like Doom's psychological impact
Oh,
on players.
interesting.
It makes you wonder, right?
Hmm.
What happens when you're constantly facing down demons,
Okay.
navigating these intense levels,
Yeah.
and existing in this state of high alert?
Like always on edge.
Yeah, constantly on edge.
Right.
That's a question that a lot of people have, right?
Yeah.
Doom is known for its fast-paced action, its in-your-face combat,
Yeah.
There's no doubt that that gets the adrenaline pumping.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, picture yourself in the game.
Okay.
You're low on health.
Oh.
Ammo is scarce. And you hear that chilling growl of a demon in the distance.
Oh, man, I hate that.
That's the kind of psychological tension that this book describes.
Right.
And it makes you wonder, could all that intensity
Right.
spill over into real-world aggression?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It really is.
And it's something that researchers have been grappling with for years.
Yeah.
The book actually highlights some of the studies that have been done on the relationship
Okay.
between aggression
Yeah.
and enjoyment
Mm-hmm.
in the context of violent video games.
Interesting.
And you might be surprised
Okay.
at what they found.
All right. I'm all ears.
Okay, so it turns out that while playing Doom
Yeah.
can definitely trigger feelings of aggression.
Right in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no concrete evidence
Okay.
to suggest that it leads to long-term aggressive behavior.
Outside of the game?
Right, like in the real world.
Yeah.
It's almost like a pressure valve, allowing you to unleash your inner demon slayer,
Right.
but within this controlled environment
Okay.
without turning you into a rage monster in real life.
So it's like a healthy outlet.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, for all that aggression.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And let's be real for a second here.
Okay.
One of the main reasons Doom has stood the test of time
Yeah.
is because it's just pure,
Yeah,
unadulterated fun.
it is.
It's a challenge.
It is.
It's incredibly rewarding
Mhm.
when you overcome those tough levels,
Yeah, for sure.
and it gives you
No,
this
that's-
incredible sense of accomplishment.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, it really is.
And the book points out
Yeah.
how Doom's mechanics
Okay.
are actually designed
Uh-huh.
to create this feedback loop
Okay.
of pleasure.
Of pleasure. Interesting.
Like, think about it.
Okay.
You conquer a difficult level.
Yeah.
You pull off an incredible kill.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain rewards you with this rush of dopamine.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a perfectly crafted symphony
Okay.
of destruction and delight,
I love that analogy. A
Yeah.
symphony of destruction and delight.
all rolled into one.
That's Doom in a nutshell.
Exactly.
But I also appreciate that the book doesn't shy away from acknowledging
Yeah.
the potential downsides of gaming.
Okay.
It brings up the fact that for some people, especially those who might already be struggling with
Yeah.
mental health issues,
Okay.
spending excessive amounts of time
Right.
gaming
Yeah.
could be detrimental.
It definitely can be.
Yeah.
And the book emphasizes the importance of balance
Wow.
and self-awareness
Yeah.
when it comes to gaming.
It's about finding that sweet spot,
Yeah.
a healthy relationship
Right?
with the game
Mhm.
where it serves as a source of entertainment
Yeah.
and enjoyment
Of course.
without negatively impacting other areas of your life.
Exactly.
Moderation is key.
As with most things in life.
Right.
But now,
Yeah.
let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and consider Doom's impact
Yeah.
on other genres.
Okay. Other genres.
We've already talked about its massive influence
Right.
on the FPS genre as a whole.
First-person shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But its reach extends even further.
Okay. So beyond just shooters.
Right.
Okay. Interesting.
One of the most fascinating areas
Yeah.
the book explores
Mm-hmm.
is Doom's influence
Okay.
on horror games.
On horror games. Okay.
You see, before Doom came along,
Okay.
many horror games relied heavily
Yeah.
on those cheap jump scares
Right.
and predictable monster encounters.
Yeah. Just like, boo.
It was all about that sudden shock value.
Right. Just getting you to jump out of your seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Doom took a different approach.
Okay.
It created this
Yeah.
palpable atmosphere of
Yeah.
dread
Uh-huh.
and suspense
Right.
through its level design,
Mm.
its sound design,
Okay.
and even the way the enemies moved and behaved.
Interesting.
Imagine yourself in the game,
Right.
creeping down
Yeah.
a dark, eerie corridor,
Okay.
heart pounding in your chest,
Uh-huh.
not knowing what horror awaits around the corner.
That's terrifying.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the kind of psychological tension
Right.
that Doom absolutely nailed.
Totally.
And it's something
Yeah.
that many horror games adopted
Okay.
in the years that followed.
So instead of just going for the quick scare,
Right.
Doom created this
Yeah.
more immersive and sustained
Right.
sense of fear that
Right.
really got under your skin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the book dives into some
Lot of-
specific examples
Yeah.
of how
Yeah.
later horror games drew inspiration
Yeah.
from Doom
Mm-hmm.
to craft their own unique experiences.
So they were taking cues from Doom.
Yeah, sure.
Interesting.
One fascinating example
Okay.
is resource management.
Resource management. Okay.
In many horror games,
Hmm.
you're forced to carefully conserve
Right.
your ammo
Yeah.
and your health packs
Right.
because you never know
Right.
when you're going to need them.
You gotta make those bullets count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That constant feeling of scarcity,
Right.
that knowledge
Yeah.
that you're always on the brink of survival
Hmm.
adds a whole other layer
Yeah.
of tension
For sure.
to the experience.
And Doom was one of the first games
One of the first.
to really capture that feeling of desperate resource management.
Totally.
It makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
Suddenly, every bullet,
Right.
every med kit feels incredibly precious
Oh, yeah.
when you're facing down these hordes of demonic enemies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely.
And another example the book highlights
Okay.
is environmental storytelling.
Environmental storytelling, yeah.
Remember in Doom
Yeah.
how you'd stumble upon these unsettling areas,
Right.
like blood-splattered walls, abandoned labs,
Oh.
or other disturbing details
Right.
that hinted at some horrific event could
Yeah.
have taken place.
Yeah, like something bad happened here.
Yeah, something really bad happened here.
Yeah.
And those details
Yeah.
weren't just there for ambiance.
No.
They were telling a story without relying on explicit dialogue or cutscenes.
It's subtle, but effective.
Yeah.
And this technique became hugely influential.
In the horror genre.
Yeah, adding layers of mystery and intrigue.
Yeah, like you're piecing together a story
Exactly.
just based on what you're seeing.
Yeah, just from the environment.
It's like the environment itself becomes a character,
That's a great way to put it.
whispering secrets,
Yeah,
weaving these chilling tales
Yeah.
of what transpired before you arrived.
exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't talk about horror
Right.
without mentioning sound design.
Oh, yeah.
And Doom's use of sound was nothing short of groundbreaking
yeah.
when it came to creating an atmosphere of terror. Those guttural demon growls,
Yeah.
the eerie ambient noises,
Right.
the pulse-pounding heavy metal soundtrack.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
It all worked together
Yeah.
to create this sonic landscape
Okay.
that was both unsettling
Yeah.
and exhilarating
Unsettling and exhilarating at the same time.
at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, I remember the first time I played Doom.
Yeah.
The sound design was just as impactful as the visuals.
It's true.
It really got under my skin.
And you're not alone.
I'm sure I'm not.
The book points out
Yeah.
that Doom's approach to sound design
Mm-hmm.
was hugely influential.
Okay.
And many horror games
Yeah.
that followed in his footsteps
Right.
adopted similar techniques.
So they were learning from the best.
Right.
Yeah.
They realized that sound could be just as powerful as visuals,
Yeah.
if not more so,
Right.
in creating a truly terrifying experience
Yeah.
for players.
So we've established that Doom had a major impact on the development of horror games.
Totally.
But its influence didn't stop there.
It didn't.
We've touched on its role
Yeah.
in the evolution of esports.
Yeah.
But what about its broader impact
Well-
on online gaming culture as a whole?
That's another fascinating aspect
Okay.
of Doom's legacy.
Okay, the broader online gaming culture.
Remember?
Yeah.
This game arrived on the scene
Mm-hmm.
just as the internet was starting to become
Right.
a mainstream phenomenon.
Yeah, like dial-up days.
Exactly.
Yeah, the early days of the internet.
And it quickly became a central point
Okay.
for these burgeoning
Right.
online communities.
People were connecting online
Yeah.
through Doom.
Exactly.
Wow.
Especially for those early adopters
Yeah.
who were eager to connect
Mm-hmm.
and share their gaming experiences
Well,
with
wow.
others.
I can just imagine those late-night gaming sessions. Groups of friends huddled around their computers,
Right.
battling demons together,
Yeah.
sharing strategies.
Yeah, it was a different time.
It really was.
And these early online interactions
Mm-hmm.
weren't just about playing the game.
Yeah.
They were about forging connections,
Right.
sharing experiences,
Mm.
discussing strategies,
Right.
and even debating the game's more controversial elements.
Like what?
Like the violence.
Okay, yeah, that was a big one.
Right.
Yeah.
These early online communities
Mm-hmm.
were really the breeding grounds
Okay.
for many of the conversations we're still having today.
About gaming.
Yeah, about gaming
Mhm.
and its place in our society.
So Doom was kind of at the forefront
It was of these conversations.
about the role of video games in the world.
Absolutely.
That's pretty incredible.
It's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah, how Doom's rise to popularity coincided with the rise of the internet.
Yeah.
It's almost like they fueled each other's growth.
They did.
Yeah.
Creating this perfect storm
Yeah,
of gaming culture.
that continues to shape the landscape today.
I couldn't agree more.
It's amazing.
Doom wasn't just a game.
Right. It was more than a game.
It was a catalyst for online community building, for the sharing of ideas and creativity, and for those early discussions about the evolving role of video games in our lives.
And of course, we can't forget about the incredible impact of Doom's modding community.
Oh, yeah. That was huge.
Giving players the tools to create their own content.
Right.
Levels, characters, even entirely new game modes.
It was groundbreaking.
Yeah, it was absolutely groundbreaking.
Modding allowed players to take ownership of the game, to mold it and shape it into something truly unique and personal.
That must have been so empowering for players.
Oh, absolutely.
To have that much control over the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a testament to the power of community and collaboration.
And it showed the world how much passionate fans could contribute to the evolution of a game they loved.
Absolutely.
And that spirit of modding is alive and well today.
It is.
Not just in the Doom community, but across the entire gaming world.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's a beautiful testament to Doom's enduring legacy.
I agree.
Speaking of which, we have one final area to explore.
Okay.
Where Doom's influence is undeniable.
All right, let's do it.
The world of esports.
Esports, yeah.
We talked earlier about how Doom helped lay the groundwork for competitive gaming.
Competitive gaming.
But now it's time to dive into the arena and see how this game shaped the world of professional demon slaying.
I'm ready.
Are you ready for round 3?
Let's do it.
All right, so we're back for the final frag fest.
Yeah, let's do it.
Of our Doom deep dive.
All right.
We're going to step right into the arena and explore how Doom shaped the world of esports.
Sounds good.
Are you ready to frag?
I was born ready.
Okay, so take us back to the beginning.
What were those early days of competitive Doom actually like?
Imagine a bunch of friends huddled around their computers, fueled by pizza and soda.
Of course.
Battling it out in Doom's deathmatch mode.
Ah, the good old days.
Pure, raw competition.
Yeah.
The energy was electric.
So the birth of esports was fueled by junk food and adrenaline.
Pretty much.
Sounds like my kind of party.
Yeah.
But seriously, was it really just about the thrill of the game? Or was there something more?
I think there was something more.
Okay.
Driving those early competitive scenes.
Like what?
Those early Doom competitions.
Yeah.
They weren't just about winning.
Okay.
They were about community.
Community.
They brought people together who shared a passion for the game and a desire to push the limits of their skill.
I can see that.
Yeah, it was a really special time for gaming.
So how did Doom specifically shape the esports arena?
Well, for one, Doom helped establish
some core gameplay mechanics. That became hallmarks of the competitive shooter genre.
Like what?
The fast-paced movement. The emphasis on precision aiming. The strategic use of weapons and the environment. All of these elements can be traced back those early Doom death matches.
So Doom was kind of setting the standard.
It was. It was like Doom provided the blueprint for what a competitive shooter should be.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
beyond
those specific mechanics, Doom also helped foster this culture of competition.
Culture of competition.
This drive to constantly improve and outmaneuver your opponents.
You always got to be one step ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That mindset is essential in esports.
It is.
And it's something that Doom instilled in those early players.
And what about modding?
Oh, yeah.
We've talked a lot about how influential Doom's modding community was in shaping the game itself.
Yeah.
But did that extend into the competitive scene as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Modding gave players the ability to create custom maps and game modes that were specifically tailored for competitive play.
So they were creating the ideal competitive experience.
Exactly. It was this constant process of innovation and evolution.
Always pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, with the community constantly pushing the boundaries.
Of what was possible within the game.
That's right.
That's pretty incredible.
It's all thanks to the passion and creativity of that early Doom community.
They were really ahead of their time.
They were.
And they helped lay the foundation.
They did.
For what has become a global phenomenon.
That's right.
With professional players, millions of fans.
It's crazy.
And prize pools that rival traditional sports.
It's mind-blowing.
It really is mind-blowing. Yeah.
To think about how far esports has come, and to know that it all started with people who were just passionate about playing a game they loved.
That's how it all starts.
It really is inspiring.
It is.
So where does Doom stand in the esports arena today?
Right.
Is it still a major player?
While it may not be as dominant as some of the newer esports titles, Doom still has a very dedicated and passionate competitive scene.
That's great to hear.
There are tournaments, online leagues, and a whole community of players who are keeping the spirit of those early death matches alive and well.
That's awesome.
It's like a testament to the game's legacy.
It is.
A way of honoring those pioneers.
Right, the OGs?
Exactly, who helped pave the way for modern esports.
And even beyond its direct presence in esports, Doom's influence can be seen in the design and mechanics.
Of many of today's most popular competitive shooters.
It's everywhere.
It really is everywhere.
Its DNA is woven into the fabric of the genre.
Well, we've certainly covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into the legacy of Doom.
A lot to unpack.
We've explored its history, its impact on culture and technology, and even its psychological effects on players.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has.
Yeah.
What are some of the key takeaways you hope our listeners will walk away with?
I think the biggest takeaway is that Doom was so much more than just a game. It was a cultural phenomenon that sparked conversations, challenged norms, and pushed the boundaries of what was possible.
In interactive entertainment.
It truly was a game changer.
It was.
And its impact continues to be felt today.
And it's amazing to think about how one game could have such a profound
I know, it's crazy.
And lasting impact on so many different aspects of our world.
It's true.
And I think another key point is that Doom's legacy is a testament to the power of innovation, creativity, and community.
Community is huge.
It really is.
Its success was fueled by the passion of its developers, the enthusiasm of its players, and the collaborative spirit of its modding community.
They all came together.
They did.
To create something truly special.
Doom showed us what's possible.
What's possible.
When talented people come together with a shared love for something truly special.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It is.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Doom, what's one final thought-provoking question?
Okay, let me think.
You'd like to leave our listeners with?
I think a fitting one would be to consider the future of gaming.
The future of gaming.
In light of Doom's legacy, Doom was revolutionary.
It was
in its time. But as technology continues to evolve, player expectations change. And conversations around violence in media become even more complex. How will games like Doom continue to navigate this ever-changing landscape?
That's a great question.
What will the next generation of groundbreaking genre-defining games look like?
That's something worth pondering.
It is.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
On this epic journey.
It's been fun.
Through the world of Doom.
It has.
We hope you enjoyed.
I hope so.
This blast from the past.
Yeah.
And that it's inspired you to think about the games you love, the communities you belong to.
Absolutely.
And the power of interactive entertainment to shape our world.
Games are powerful.
They really are.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep.
Keep diving deep.
And keep those brains firing.
And we'll see you next time.